Wake up, Tucson. Call Chris and Joe now at 790-2040.
I know.
Welcome back.
6:50 in the morning. It's Frank Antenori with Chris and Joe on the Wake Up Tucson show. Frank, I got to get into this thing. I don't want to. You and Al Melvin were on Arizona Illustrated this week.
And it's not online.
And they didn't put it online. Ooh, I wonder why.
And this woman, I mean, I just call her a script monkey. You know, the people just hand her stuff, and she nicely kind of asks questions, and she's, and she
kind of like me. You hand me the stuff to say every morning. That's how you treat it. Well, that's right.
She has script monkey. She has no depth of knowledge in any of the things she's asking you guys. So she just kind of says, "Oh, what's my monkey script say today?" So you guys don't like education, I heard. Is that true? Oh, let me see what my other one. Oh, Frank Antenori. Oh, you stepped on a squirrel one day. That's what I mean.
I actually have stepped on squirrels.
Thank you. I'm shocking.
That'll be in an Agabi ad or something.
Be on the blogs before it's all over. But anyway, tell us about that appearance with them, because it was surreal. It was like bizarre.
I'd love to, because it's different when you're there and you don't see the mannerisms. I haven't seen it, so I'd love to get a chance to see, because I usually watch the interviews and Monday morning quarterback myself. And go, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I should have. Because it's really good to do that.
Sure.
But Al and I were asked, because we've gotten a reputation for being really mean to KUAT, because all we asked them to do was, instead of having far lefty Jim Nitzel and far lefty Linda Valdez or Sarah Gessen or whatever the hell.
The dude from Green Valley's pretty good.
Yeah, Dan Schroer's he's okay. Yeah, Dan's a good guy with regard to that. But I always said it's just. And I actually went on with Dan Schroer, and I told Bill I have no problem with Dan because Dan's all right. But I said, we don't mind. I don't mind going head to head with Nitzel. Right. But I'm always on defense on that show, because I got Bill asks a question, and then usually you're on with the Democrat. The Democrat hits you over the head with it, and then the Nitzel hits you over the head with it, and then Linda Valdez, and then when you try to go on offense, they immediately shut you off and change the question, go back. I said, put a conservative on there, put Franzi on there, put somebody on there that can stand and give the conservative, the center right point of view instead of the center left point of view every time. And I was vilified for that. Oh, you can't be bullying and telling us what to do. And I said, well, I don't have to go on your show. I have other ways to reach my voters. I have a duty to keep my voters informed, but nothing says I have to go on KUAT and help you guys, get viewers. Nothing says I got to help the Daily Star sell newspapers. Right. I have no obligation to do that. I can talk to whoever the hell I want. So I said, you know what, Bill, I'm not coming on your show no more, because until you balance it off and get rid of some of these lefties and the bias that's inherent, even though he's relatively fair, the people he had on the show were far, John C. Scott and the gal from the Republic who's
why is she on?
She's
Linda
like
Valdez.
from Phoenix. She's like psychotic or something, because I think she's got a med imbalance or something. But I try to tell him, I was like, just come on, one guy, put a conservative on there, that we can balance this off with, and he wouldn't do it, and because the station I think wouldn't let him do it.
Sure. What percentage of their budget comes from the state taxpayer?
I don't know what it is.
It's like 50 at least.
I don't know if it's that much, because they get a lot from NPR, the national thing, and then some comes from local contributions, money, and I don't know. I don't know the amount though.
Hey, let's grab a quick question for Frank. We got Paul on the line. Question for Frank regarding Al.
Hey, Paul. Good morning, Paul. Oh, you got to hit the magic switch. Hold on, Paul.
I hadn't listened to that other thing.
That other button
I'm sorry about that.
Hey, Paul, what's up,
Sorry
buddy?
about that, Paul.
Good morning.
Okay.
Hey, I'm hearing all sorts of talk.
Yeah.
I had a question for Frank about the flap about Al Melvin, with him being against the Tucson Weekly up in Phoenix, and is he against the freedom of the press? Or what?
No. What it was, see, Al's got a constitutional right to express his opinion as well. And basically what it was, he went into a restaurant that he believed was owned by a relatively conservative couple. And he'd frequent there quite often. And, he can't stand the Weekly, because the Weekly
the New Times up there. The Weekly down here?
The Weekly, yeah. What the Weekly does is they play gotcha journalism. They keep asking you and asking you and asking until they can find a quote they can pull out of context, twist it, and shove it down your you-know-what.
Been there, dude.
Right. So that's what the Weekly does. So it's not a legitimate newspaper with regard to reporting. They're tabloid. They're alternative tabloid-type newspaper. And so when Al went to this place that is owned by these conservative Republicans that own the thing, he said, "Hey, do you know that Weekly is this far left-wing thing that you have out here, and you're promoting this paper that undermines capitalism, the free market, wants socialism, all this stuff. He basically said you should get it out of here because it's not conducive with the free market and liberty-loving economy. And the gal said, no, some of our patrons like it, so we kind of keep it there. And he got a little ticked off, and he said, well, I'm going to exercise my right to choose, and I'm just not going to come back here anymore. And that's basically what it was. And then they spun it all up because Nitzel loves getting under Al's skin and says, he hates the free press. No, he doesn't hate the free press. Again, he doesn't have to read that paper. And he asked the owner, and I have done this. I've gone on the air and told people, if you're a business owner and you're advertising with the Daily Star, you should probably rethink that, because the Star advocates to undermine everything you stand for as a businessman. Competition, free market, capitalism, the profit margin. They're against all of that. So why would you commit funding from your business to a paper that contributes to your own demise? Cancel your advertising. So that's all Al did. So, he's not against the free press. He's against, the biased press, and he wants to hold the media accountable, which so do I. I want to hold them accountable because most of them now are garbage. And they're out there crying that, the internet's killing us and the radio guys, and it's not fair, and they want tax breaks from the state now. They want the federal government to bail them out and keep them in business because they're saying that they got to be there for the balance. They have a crappy business model. And I told this to John Huminick. It's like, so you open up a car wash and you say, I'm only going to wash Fords. Screw you Chevy and Dodge guys. I don't care what you think. Go somewhere else. And that's the model for the Daily Star. That's the model for the Tucson Weekly, because they won't put those other points of view in there because they have a mission. And I said, what kind of car wash would stay in business if they refuse to wash Dodges and Chevys? None. I said, so how could you guys stay in business if you refuse to put the other points of view out there? And they won't. And that's all Al was saying.
So thanks for bringing us to that pool.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you for getting me all psyched up this morning. And don't buy the Arizona Daily Star. It's a crappy paper. And tell your friends not to buy it, and tell everybody you know